Traders, Trader O here. Why don't we talk about the USD and what I'm looking at for next week? So last week, U.S. Treasury Secretary Yellen came out very hawkish, saying that it's our responsibility to address higher than expected inflation, and we will. Also saying that inflation rose more than most economists, including me, expected. Right. So why don't we have a look at the CME Group interest rate futures? Okay. And right now we're seeing a 95% probability that on next week's FOMC meeting, interest rates are going to be maintained at the current level. Now, for March meeting, there is a 88.7% that probability that we're going to see a rate hike towards the 0.5%, right? Now, these of course are just what the market is expecting. And last week I was actually looking at the daily chart on the DXY and wondering if that rate hike is already priced in the market, right? Because since May 2021 lows, we have seen an appreciation of the USD or a rally on the DXY of about 8.22%. But if we look at just 2022, right? I'm sorry, 2021. Yeah, since January 2021, it's basically the same thing, right? The lows on the DXY were printed on January 5th, 2021. So basically, last year has been just a rally on the US dollar. Now, is the rate hike already priced into the market? I don't know, right? But technically speaking, and also fundamentally speaking, I don't see a reason why I would be a seller on the US dollar. Now let's have a look at the lower time frames. This is the 8-hour chart. And if you remember, I've been talking about that 2-month range that the XY was trading in. Then on January 12th, our price broke to the downside. And to be completely honest, that to me was absolutely not a reason to look for sales on the USD. Rather than look for sales, I was looking for buying the dip. More so because we retested October highs, which was the highs of the previous range that the DXY was trading. Now, right now, the level capping the upside on the DXY, of course, is the ranges lows and December lows, right? Now, on the very low time frames, this is the hourly on the DXY. What I'm looking at here is this. Actually, I'm gonna go to the 3-hour chart just to get rid of the noise, right? What I'm looking at is this. Actually, the 2-hour chart is going to look much better. Right now, we've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days worth of choppy price action inside of a range. Again, a range. This is a no trade range for me, right? And what I'm looking at here are two possibilities. First one is the retest of these previous lows, right? Where I would definitely be looking for buys, which confluences with the weekly pivot. And also, historically speaking, this level has been a key level in the market. Remember that levels are actual zones, not just straight lines on your chart. So this is basically the level that I'm looking at here. If you notice, um, after that big rally, this is where buyers jumped in again to push price up to the top of that previous 8-week range. So if at the open, right, price on the USD opens lower, and if we have a gap down and price continues to drop, this is the zone that I will be looking for buys. Why? Because The risk to reward ratio on a possible buy here is extremely high in the sense that I will be looking at January 17th lows at stop losses. In January 20, the 17th was last Monday's lows. I'm sorry, I was looking at my calendar as stop losses, right? For a possible dip buy. Now, if that doesn't play out, I'm still going to be looking for buys at the break of last week or this week's range, right? This level right here. What concerns me a little bit about this play is that we have this very, very, very heavy level, just very close to what that possible breakout zone would be. And, looking at risk reward, at the possible risk reward ratio on this trade, that is not really appetizing in the sense that a breakout of the highs of these of last week's range would yield a less than a one-to-one risk to reward ratio in the sense that I would have to put my stop losses below last week's lows. So that those are the two plays that I'm looking at. And I mean, if we go higher, maybe to the 4 hour chart, yeah, you can see that this, I mean, the highs of that 8 week range is extremely heavy. But I'm still looking for buys. This market, I see absolutely no reason to look for sales. More so because if we look at the higher time frames, we are still in a very, very bullish structure, printing higher highs and higher lows all the way since May 2021, and if we go lower, even since January 2021. So I'm going to see how the market opens, and these are the zones that I'm looking for possible buys on the US dollar. Have a great trading